Hey everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be my June book haul. I haven't done one in like forever, like 2 months, so I've accumulated a few books and I wanted to share them with you before I clean up this whole background. So we're just gonna, go through it. That's all I can bear to do today. It is so freaking hot. I suffer right now. I'm suffering. Like, just existing is hard. So yeah, if you see me sweating, it's because it's like 30 plus degrees right now. So I'm just gonna grab and go. We're gonna talk. The first one I got because of you. This is A Boy and His Dog at the End of the World. I have been on a kick with post-apocalyptic books. I used to love them when I first started Booktube, and then I lost interest because I felt like they were too like military, too male-gazy, and just not what I was in the mood for. So I stopped reading them for like 3 years, and then recently I did a video actually raving about a bunch of the ones that I read last year. I read so many really fantastic ones. From what I understood, it had similar vibes to other ones that I've been reading. Actually, I'm currently reading Good Morning Midnight, and I wouldn't call it cozy, but I feel like for a post-apocalyptic book, it's a bit more chill. And you guys told me this one was a little bit more like that too. It is YA though, which I haven't been reading a ton of, but some of you told me that this one was worth a shot. So I saw it, I grabbed it, we'll see how it goes. But if I don't like it, it's on you. I'm mostly kidding. The next one is also because of you. I finally ordered Can't Spell Treason Without Tea, because I've been on a kick with cozy fantasy. I feel like ever since I've read Legends and Lattes, like everyone on this planet, I have been in the mood for wholesome, cozy fantasy. And I've been reading quite a few. I feel like I didn't read much fantasy in last year because I kept reading the same stuff and I was so sick of it. I recently posted my unhaul video, my yearly unhaul, and there's this whole section with fantasy that are like written by men that are really sexist. We're just gonna say it. And I'm just so sick of reading these books. Like, I don't need to know about the nipples of every female character, you know? So I've been in the mood to read more cozy things because they don't tend to be like that. And this was one of the ones that you guys recommended to me. I believe, actually in the front it says, a cozy fantasy steeped with love. So like bookstore, tea, wholesomeness, I believe there's a little bit of a romance. I'm okay with all of this, okay? During the summer especially, this is where I want to go back to those wholesome vibes. Usually I read a lot of dark stuff, so it's different for me. I'm enjoying it. We're gonna keep going until I get sick of it, or not, maybe never. I have 2 adult fantasy, which I also picked up a bit in line with what I was mentioning. I've been trying to read more fantasy, adult fantasy written by women. And I have 2 that I've seen going around. I've been meaning to actually read those for a while. These were both published in 2021. They were part of the Goodreads Choice Award of that year, and I never got around to reading them. So now I own a copy and I can actually read them. I have The Jasmine Throne and The Unbroken. I believe both of them are, again, adult fantasy, but I believe both of them are also a little gay, which is always a good sign. I feel like they don't tend to be annoying. And I thought this one was, this is a soldier. I want to say it was a revenge story, like assassination. And this one, I believe the magic system sounded interesting. So I'll keep you updated. Both of them, like I said, have been on my TBR for like 2 years. So it is time. Maybe this summer. Is it smart to get 2 new giant fantasy that are part of series? No, because I'm supposed to finish 10 series this year. And I don't care. I don't care. I'm actually doing really well with my series. You're going to see that. I'm posting soon my update on how that's doing, and good. The answer is good. Okay, the next one I bought because I have read this book. I'm trying to do that a bit more kind of in line with unhauling books, but also then buying the books that I got from the library and I really love. I want my bookshelves to represent my taste. So I have read this one. This is Unwell Women, Misdiagnosis, and Myth in a Man-Made World. It's essentially a nonfiction book about how female bodies are treated, or mistreated, I should say, in healthcare. And I like this one the most. Out of the 5 that I've read last year, this was the best one. I really wanted to own a copy. This one was different from the other ones because I feel like it's a bit more of the history of it, and it's not just US centric, which if you read nonfiction, sometimes it gets a little too US centric. I'm from Canada, so like we're next door, but still, especially if you're gonna do a little bit more like a history, you don't want it to just be that. So this one was the most diverse one. There's also even, I believe, a chapter that was solely about trans people and how they were treated, again, historically, and this was good. I would recommend it, again, out of all the ones that I have read. I also have one more on my shelf I wanted to get to. I think it's Doing Harm. That's the last one I have on my TBR that I really want to get. But again, this one is the best one so far I've read. Okay, the next ones I have not read. The first one is about dictionaries, which, yes, word by word, The Secret Life of Dictionaries. I believe it's all about, you know, the whole drama of finding definitions. But like, I really want to read more nonfiction. That's also one of my goals this year. I did it last year. I read like 30 something. It was fantastic. And I really enjoyed reading like introduction of like different topics, because you can finally decide, is that something I actually want to read? You just learn stuff and it's fun. So this one is one of the ones that was on my TBR for a little while. And when I saw it, I wanted to try it. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. English is not my first language, but I feel like that makes it even more interesting sometimes to learn about it, because the way you perceive your own language is different. I feel like I will hear like an expression in English and I'm like, this is weird if I translate it in French, you know? So yes, all about this one. Another kind of historical-ish nonfiction. This is The Dawn of Everything, A New History of Humanity. Honestly, I picked it up just because I recognized the cover, the color. I feel like more nonfiction need to be bright and fun. I mean, I wouldn't call this fun. The colors, that's already better than a lot of nonfiction. But I've heard that this was good. I've read a couple books that are supposed to be, you know, about the whole history of humanity, think like Sapien. So yeah, I wanted to give it a shot because I've seen it going around. The reviews seemed positive, and once in a while I like to try again something a bit different, although is this really an introduction if it's about the whole history? And then last but not least, for the nonfiction section, I wanted to say thank you to Elizabeth. This was on my Amazon wish list. This is Algorithms of Oppression, How Search Engines Reinforce Racism. So once again, kind of an introduction into a topic. I feel like this sounded really interesting. I feel like there's a lot of biases like that you just don't think about. And that's why it's so important to inform yourself. So I wanted to try this one. This one is probably the shortest of the bunch. It's about 200 pages, so I think this could be really good to read to. I'm trying to read a couple pages every day of a nonfiction book, so this sounded cool. Okay, we're going back to fiction. I just realized how wrinkly my dress is, but it's linen, okay? I'm sweating, remember. Okay, the next one is a murder mystery. I haven't been lucky. I'm just gonna say it, with murder mysteries, and I've been trying to go back to like older favorites. It's been hit and miss, but I feel like some of them have not aged well there. Like I tried Louise Penny, and as much as I really liked the like French Canadian vibes, unfortunately I read the first 3 books in that series and it did not age well. The fat phobia was ridiculous, but I wanted to try this one. This is A Great Deliverance. I've honestly never heard of it, but it has really great ratings on Goodreads, and so many people have read this, and all I know is that it is like a whole inspector trying to inspect. So I'm gonna try it. I'll let you know. During the summer and fall is when I try to read a bunch of them. So I grabbed it. What do I have to lose? A couple hours that I will never get back. Next. Ooh, this one I'm actually really excited, and it's hardcover. Not that I really love hardcovers, but still. This is the Violin Conspiracy. I am loosely doing the Goodreads Choice Award of 2023. I basically tried to read some of the nominees and winners of last year and then do my own award show at the end of the year, letting you know which ones should have won in my opinion. And this one was the only murder mystery thriller that was really different from everything else on the list. So grabbed my attention, and I've been thinking about picking it up ever since. And this one is about, yes, violin, but what is it? A black classical musician desperate quest to recover his lost violin. But the reviews are really positive. When I had seen it first, there wasn't a ton of ratings, but the people that did read it really loved it. So I'm hoping I will be one of them. And like I said, it just sounded so different from all the other ones, and I'm so tired of the popular ones on Goodreads. So I have a good feeling. I don't know about you, but there are definitely like plots, topic, premises that I'm a sucker for. I will buy them all, read them all. I just can't help myself. And for me, bookstores are definitely one of them. I mean, I did get the whole tea treason thing, so that's another one. This is Mr. Penumbra's 24-hour bookstore. I don't read a ton of like those contemporaries that tend to be like all in the feelings, because they're really hit and miss, but I'm a sucker. I feel like when I see them over and over again, I want to try them, and not gonna lie, the bright yellow cover helped. But this one is about main character who left his life from San Francisco during the Great Recession. And I don't know if there's a little bit of like magical realism in there, but listen, this sounds like something I want to read during the summer, so I grabbed it. I'm hopeful. Let me know if you've read this. Oh, there's no more spot there. There's one horror book which I had added to my TBR, and now I can't remember what it was about. Give me a second. Now I know why I don't remember, because it seems very complicated. But essentially, a doctor dies and his replacement has to try to find out what happened to one of the bodies. And then they're saying that a parasite is spreading throughout the castle. And I'm really confused. But I really want to give horror books more of a shot. And I had decided to add this to my list. I must have had a reason. So I'll let you know how it goes. I'm always nervous with horror. I feel like they're so hit and miss. If you have any favorites, let me know. But I feel like the last time I gave 5-star to a horror book must be like 20 years ago. This is also a recommendation by you. This is Other Birds, which is also another one of those, is it magical realism kind of book? But a lot of you recommended this one because of the writing style, and I'm trying to give magical realism more of a shot. Again, kind of love-hate relationship with me, but it's okay. So it's really, really popular. Wanted to give it a shot. We'll see. We'll see. The next one, I've seen it going around, and I really wanted to get it in French because I believe this was written in French, but then I saw it for $1 in English. So I grabbed it. This is the Anomaly by Hervé. I believe there's a plane with passengers, and then they're like duplicates. Is that what it is? Hence, like the anomaly. They're trying to like figure out what happened. I refuse to look it up though, because once I've added one of these kind of books on my TBR, I refuse to look into it because I want to forget what it is about to just experience it for the first time. All I know is that people are so divided about it. Some people absolutely loved it and some people absolutely hated it. We'll see. We'll see. Will I regret buying it in English? I don't know. And then we have The Bluest Eyes, which I also bought because of you, because I've been meaning to read some Toni Morrison, and I have a couple of her books on my shelf, and everyone told me that this is the one I should start with. This is the one that made you cry, and I am not ready for it. But you're following this little girl young black girl, who prays every day for beauty. So she's mocked by the other kids for her hair, her skin color, and apparently everyone cries when they read this. So I'm not ready, but I really have been meaning to read some of her books. So you told me this was the best way to start. I trust you. So that's it. These are all the books that I've been accumulating in the last couple of weeks. Not bad. I feel like I've been trying to get out of my comfort zone, but also trying to get a couple of fantasy to go back to it. So I'm pretty happy with these. I feel like I'm super ready for the summer now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up, subscribe. Let me know if you've read any of these and which ones I should prioritize, and also which books you have purchased lately. I will be putting more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out, and I will see you in an upcoming video very soon. Bye.